Hey guys, welcome back to your YouTube channel, Your IT Learning. In today's video, we are continuing the Business Analyst Training series. In today's video, we'll focus on business process modeling and analysis, a core skills every business analyst must master. This session is part of the day 1 to day 7 learning, so let's get started. So Business Analyst Training, day 3, business process modeling and analysis. So that will be the focus today. Let's discuss the content. So what we're going to discuss today? What is BRD? The key components of BRD. What is FRD? Key components of FRD. What is SRS? Key components of SRS. What is the difference between BRD, FRD, SRS in a overview table? What is BRD? A business requirement document is a formal document that clearly defines the business need and project goals, serving as a foundation for successful project delivery. It outlines why the project is necessary, what the business hopes to achieve, and which stakeholders are involved. So I will basically say, in a layman language, this is kind of a Bible for a business analyst to understand what the project is about, what needs to be done, what are the things are in scope, out of scope. For example, in a project where the client wants to implement an online appointment booking system, to improve customer experience, the BRD would elaborate on the business problem, such as inefficiencies in the current appointment process, causing long wait time and customer dissatisfaction. It would state the business goal, enabling customers to easily book, reschedule, or cancel appointment online, ultimately enhancing convenience and operation efficiencies. So think about this case, in this system, the customers are facing issues. They're facing issues with the appointment system. So if, in a real life, if a customer or a member is facing these kind of issues, they will straight away call your help desk or customer service. That is more that cost more to the company. So in this problem, what we are trying to resolve is to have a better process for a member, and also to make sure that we don't spend a lot of money in our customer care team. Every call costs around, way more than what an online chat costs. So over here, we are making sure that, we have a good online booking system. So the member book the appointment over here, reschedule over here, so he doesn't have to call our help desk. Key components of BRD: business goals and objective. It defines the strategic purpose of the project, the expected benefits, and alignment with business priorities. For instance, improving customer retention by 15% through better service access. What is the project scope? It specifies what the project will deliver and any boundaries or exclusions, like what are the things in scope, out of scope. For example, the system will support booking but not payment processing initially. So think about the projects is in the initial stage, so and we are only focusing on support booking but not the payment processing right now. It will also outline who are the stakeholders in case a business analyst has a questions or any query, who they can reach out to. So the stakeholders, the BRD identifies all involved, like business owner, end user, and IT team. So if anyone is reading this document, he can outline who are the people, who are the main stakeholders for this project. Functional and non-functional requirements. High-level features the system must support, functional plus criteria like performance or security non-functional. If you don't know about functional and non-functional requirements, I have a particular video on this functional versus non-functional requirement on my YouTube channel. So basically functional requirement, so in a layman language, if I discuss about function, taking out a money from the ATM is a functional requirement, and how quickly you can withdraw the money is the non-functional requirement. Assumption and constraint, conditions presumed true for planning, like availability of key resources and limitations like budget or regulatory requirements. Acceptance criteria, predefined measure for project success to guide validations. So this will help the business analyst to write the user stories in more details. Risk and mitigation strategies, potential obstacles with contingency plans. The BRD effectively translates the client business need into a structured plan that guides all project stakeholders, ensuring clarity and shared understanding before detailed design and development phase begins. For example, the current manual appointment system leads to an average wait time of 15 minutes per customer. By implementing an online booking system, the customer will be able to schedule appointments at their convenience 24/7, reducing wait time by 50% and increasing customer satisfaction metrics within 6 months of the launch. Now let's talk about what is FRD. Function Requirement Documents takes the broader business requirement stated in the BRD and breaks them down into specific system functionalities that the software must provide to fulfill those business needs. So let's discuss an example. If the business requirement is to improve customer appointment booking, the FRD will specify the exact system functions necessary to achieve this. System must allow user to select appointment slots and send email notifications is a concrete function requirement. The system should provide a user interface where customers can view available time slots and choose one of their appointments. The system should provide a user interface where a customer can view available time slots and choose one of their appointments. Once a slot is selected and appointment is booked, the system should automatically generate and send confirmation emails and reminders to the user. Once a slot is selected and appointment is booked, the system should automatically generate and send confirmation emails and reminders to the user. The FRD details such functions in a clear, testable format to guide developers in building the system features and tester in verifying them. It will usually include user registration and login, appointment booking interface, email notification systems, use case, user book appointment, system check availability, and it confirms the booking. And the member gets the email confirmation. In short, the FRD acts as a bridge between business goals and the technical solution by translating what the business wants into how the system will behave during use, making it actionable for the development team. Now let's discuss what are the key components of FRD. Introduction. Purpose. It describes the goal of the document and its intended audience. Scope. It defines what the system will cover and often what it won't cover. Like what are the things in scope, what are the things out scope. Think about you're developing something, a healthcare portal, and couple of countries are in scope, couple of countries are out scope, out of scope. So this document will outline all those. Background. It explains the business context or a problem being solved. Reference, list related documents, business requirement document, design specs, policies. And also thinking about in scope and out of scope, it can also outline, we are improving the system for right now in the healthcare or the appointment system only for dental members. Next will be coming for the health members, medical members like that. Stakeholders. It identifies all key users, departments, and role involved. It includes responsibilities and contact information. Continue key components of FRD. System overview, high-level description of the system or process, may include a system context diagram showing inputs, outputs, and interactions. Function requirement. This is the core of FRD describing what the system should do. Function requirements. This is the core of FRD describing what the system should do. Each functional requirement should include requirement ID for traceability right now and for later stage, description, what the function does. It will outline what exactly needs to be done over here. Rationale or benefit, why is it needed? The online portal we are creating, why is it needed? Who will going to use it? Inputs, data entered by the user. This is called inputs, and output is any reports or file generated. Process logic or workflow, it will show step-by-step flow the system follows to complete the function. So it might have a workflow diagram. Acceptance criteria, and the last is priority, must have, should have, etc. Now let's discuss what is SRS. A software requirement specification document provides a comprehensive and detailed outline of all the requirements for the system to be developed. It serves as a single agreed upon reference for what the software should do and how it must perform, including functional and non-functional requirement. So let's discuss the example. When stating the system shall handle up to 100,000 concurrent users and ensures data security with encryption, the SRS elaborates on both scalability, like how handling many simultaneous users without performance loss will happen, and security. All sensitive data must be protected with encryption protocols. These specifies ensures that technical teams know exactly what needs to be built and tested. Now let's discuss what are the key components of SRS. Introduction and purpose. It overview of the project, the aim of the project, audience and objective. What is the scope? Defines the system boundaries and what features are included or excluded. Functional requirement, detailed description of system behavior and features. For example, system shall allow users to book, reschedule, and cancel appointment. Non-functional requirement, quality standards such as performance, scalability, usability, security, and reliability. So for example, response time must be under 2 seconds for any user action. So think about a member cancels the appointment. So they should get an email confirmation within next 10 seconds. Or they book an appointment or reschedule, the confirmation should be sending to them within the next 10 to 20 seconds. Data requirements. What data will be stored, processed, and how it's structured. System interfaces. How the system interacts with other software, hardware, or third-party APIs. Assumption and constraint. So when you are creating a project, what are the limitations or conditions the system must operate under, like browser capability or regulatory compliance. So whenever you're implementing something, is your website will be browsable in Chrome, Safari, or where? We have to elaborate everything. Acceptance criteria, how success will be measured for each requirement, how we'll make sure that whatever requirement was given are made now. SRS document is a critical to prevent misunderstanding between stakeholders, developers, reduce project risk, provide a foundation for testing. It ensures every requirement, business need, features, or constraint is measurable, testable, and fully documented before design and development begin. So basically try to understand, it outlines everything. It makes sure that everyone on the project understand what needs to be done. Think about if anytime, we don't have the clear directions, and if we create something wrong, then we have to recreate it. A lot of, infrastructure is needed, a lot of resources are needed. Every agile team has at least 5 to 7 people in the team, like scrum master, 3 4 developers, BA, product owner. All of them have to sit down again, redefine the requirements. Developer has to develop it, QA tester has to test it, and then so it will take another one sprint. And just think about what one sprint will go to cost about. If we have 3 developers, testers, product owner, scrum master, it will be easily $1,000 easily, and that can be avoided if we have made sure that we understand the requirement initially right. Now let's discuss BRD, FRD, SRS in a table, and I will going to distinguish them into how they are different from each other. BRD, what is the purpose of the BRD? Business needs and goals. And what is the example? Online booking system goals. Key sections, executive summary, and project scope. How FRD is different than BRD? It will define the system functions, booking features, and notifications. The key section will be function requirement use cases. And how the SRS is different than BRD and FRD? The SRS will have detailed system specification, the example will be performance and security details, and the key sections will be function and the non-function specifications. So this is how the BRD, FRD, SRS distinguish between each other. And as a BA or as any member of your IT team, you have to understand why we need these three kind of documentation, because any project you will going to work on, you will going to start working on the BRD, FRD, and SRS. As a new BA, whenever you will join any new organization, the first thing will be provided to you will be the BRD document, so you can understand what project is going on, what phase we are in, and where you will be able to help the team. So as I told you, this is a series of business analyst training. So the next will be coming hopefully in a week's time. Will be the day 4 business analyst tools, techniques, and process models. Thank you. Thanks. I don't know how many times I can say that, but your support means a lot to me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, please put in the comment section. If you have any suggestions, please do. And have a wonderful day. Bye.